Alright guys, welcome to the eyes and lips category. I will link the video where we talked about foundation, concealer, corrector, powder, bronze, blush in the description box. So this video hopefully is shorter. I feel like I shared a lot in that other video, but those are just all the things, you know, all the things. So let's start off with lip things. What I actually have on my lips today, my most used lip liners were the Huda Beauty ones, as well as the Makeup Forever and Cosmetics. I just really like them. They're really soft and easy to wear and blurring. So today the lip liner I have on is the shade Pinky Brown. No, that's not that. That's a pink one. I didn't even pull that one. Okay, oh, is it this one? Pinky Brown. So I have this on the lips today. These are very long wearing. I would say the Makeup Forever and the Huda are the most long wearing. There's Sandy Beige and Honey Beige from Huda. Stay on my lips all fucking day. Like, it's just, I don't even know how they do it, but very long lasting lip liners. So these are a new discovery in 2022 for me. Again, since Ulta started carrying Chanel, I was able to pick up so much more stuff with like my rewards and stuff and points. The Rouge Coco Balm, I have 3 of them here: Natural Charm, In Love, and Flirty Coral. Flirty Coral is what I have on the lips. So pretty. The reason why I became so into these is not one time have I had that weird ring in my mouth. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how it works. I mean, there are a lot of other products that probably don't do that for me, but this one that stood out so much. It was such a smoothing formula. They kind of feel like a lip balm. They don't moisturize like a lip balm, but they feel like a lip balm going on. So I really loved that part of it. In the same vein, kind of, are the Bobbi Brown extra lip tints. This one's in the shade Bare Pink. We've used like a good amount of it. I have a backup of this. I have all the other shades of this. This actually does feel like a lip balm on your lips, and it has really pretty color. The Bare Pink one I think is more of those kind of pH ones where it just becomes like a whatever pink might look great on you. But the other ones are more like a specific color. Then we have the Makeup by Mario, the Moistureglows. I have like three of these, and I think they're all really pretty. They are almost just like putting a gloss on your lips. So it's kind of a gloss and a stick. They have a little bit of tingle. I don't know if they have any plump per se. And then just all Fenty glosses across the board. My favorite ones are probably the original formula. And then the heat and the cream ones are kind of the same for me. I don't love one or the other, but I have this one in Taffy Tease on top of the lip liner I mentioned, as well as the Chanel Balm. That's the full lip combo today. These are long discontinued, but I am still using these pretty regularly, and they're the Sephora melting lip clicks. I'm very sad. I have some left. I will use them. They're just such a good product. I wish maybe they'll just bring them back. Some new shades, some old shades, like, come on, Sephora, just do it for us. And then any of the glosses from Maybelline in this packaging are stunning, beautiful. You will not regret it. The Victoria Beckham glosses, I also just really like these for the same reason I love the Chanel Balm. They don't leave that weird thing in there. I'm not saying it will never, because glosses have more of a tendency to do that, but these are just really, really good glosses. My probably most favorite discovery of 2022 lip-wise are these from Hourglass. I picked up one, and then I picked up 2 more, and then there was a duo that came out around the holidays, and it was like a better deal, and I even used 20% on it. Like, these are my favorite. If you love the Tarte versions of this, the original versions of the Tarte Maracuja lip tints, I think that's what they're called, in the pink, I really enjoyed those. When I first got them, I was like, oh my god, these are amazing. I bought so many shades, and they would always come out in kits, and the price could be so good for a set. And then they came out with like a plumping version. I didn't love that as much. I have a couple in my collection. I'll still apply them every so often because I like that kind of, I like a gloss look. These kind of products are very much a gloss and a stick. So, I mean, I like those, but after I tried these, if you made me get rid of all of, you know, anything that looks like this, I'm keeping these. These are my absolute favorite. They make it look so almost lip filler-ish. I don't know how they do it. It's not like they're the only gloss stick or the only gloss type product on the market, but these are just elite, superior to just so many other lip products. I love it. these so much. Okay, we're gonna shift to eyes. We'll talk about liquid liners. I've been using maybe these the most. The It Cosmetics Superhero, very thin tip. The Burberry. Neither of these are talked about at all, really. I just really love them. These I picked up a whole bunch when they were on like Nordstrom rack site for like 10 bucks. I was just like mine. I have black ones, I have brown ones. I think they still sell these on the Burberry website. And then this is excellent. I feel like it's so underrated, no one talks about it. It has, to me, quite an ergonomic feel to it. But for me, when it comes to liquid liner, I want it to be a brush tip. I want it to be super thin. I want it to be not quite, but stiffer in the base and then more fluid in the tip. And these two kind of have that vibe going, and that's why I love them so much. I also really love the NARS one. This one is so black, and the tip is more unique in that it's like a flat tip. It's like super flat this way, but when you turn it, you can also have like a flat tip on the actual tip. So this is something where like if I don't want my liner to be super like snatched, it's very black. It's a very matte formula, which I love. But when I want to do like a super crisp, tiny wing at the end, I have to clean it up with like, you know, a brush or something, or my fingernail, you know. But also this thing, it's the Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in the shade Black from NYX. And I often will just use this with this or this whenever I'm just having issues perfecting my wing. Because it's a brow pen, the tip is super tiny. So you get a really perfect flick. So I really love that. Pencil liner wise, the Victoria Beckham. These are just the most bestest eyeliners, I think, in general. I love them. I love the shades. They glide on your eyes. You're never gonna get tugging. My obsession recently has been like kind of like a golden bronzy taupey type shades, and this one in the shade bronze is stunning. Similar to that is the Hourglass one in the shade Solstice. This one is darker and they're slightly stiffer. Like the Victoria Beckham ones are creamy. The Hourglass ones aren't not creamy, but they are stiffer than the Victoria Beckham. Also, in general, twist up liners I think are drier or dry out faster than things you have to sharpen. Nonetheless, I still picked up a few more shades of this. So we've got a purple, a green, again, this bronzy brown one in Solstice for the so good. And then I've just really loved these, the Too Faced Killer Liners. They go on sale for half off all the time, which is concerning to me, but I just love them. I love the shades they have. There's like they're like tones that I enjoy, like a purpley brown, like a full-on more fuchsia purple, an orange. And orange is such an interesting color to put in the waterline, so we love that. This green, if you like army olivey things, it's over. And again, so the reason I like these, the creamy, glidey, wear well, beautiful color offering. Okay, I have not been like particularly, oh my god, into eyeshadow this year, 2022 year. So I'm gonna share with you things that I use the most, as well as maybe things I discovered earlier in 2022 that I never got a chance to share with you. So the first thing, let's see, I use this a lot, and it was the Glossier monochrome in the shade Prairie, and it just had kind of the greenish olivey tones. Did I see these? Not this shade, but like 3 other shades at TJ Maxx for $9.99 or something, or $12.99. Yeah, I was like, oh no. I mean, I don't know. Glossier was like that it brand, and I know, you know, once they came out with that minimalist kind of vibe, a lot of other brands followed suit, maybe did it better, maybe had better products, different offerings, or were more trendy. But yeah, I enjoy this. I think it's more so the tones, because I like these tones. Formula-wise, it's fine. It's not like, oh my god, outstanding. Another little mini quad from Chanel. It's the Mediterranean. I don't know, can you still get this? It's this one shade in here that I obsessively was going for. It's this olivey bronzy tone, and I just wanted to use it every day. When I traveled, I just took this with me. For that one shade. Even though the other ones are stunning and gorgeous, it's just that one shade that I was just like fixated on. These are newer, but I really like them, and I will be picking up more, and it's the Guerlain quads. Just beautiful. This one's Royal Jungle. Mystic Peacock. If you use these dry, beautiful. If you wet any of like those like shimmery metallic shades, foiled. Foiled. Wild Dahlia from Violet Voss. This is a frequently reach for palette when I kind of don't know what I want to do. Did I see all the right words there? It's also a good travel palette because I have kind of like my crease shades and my buffing shades here, but then I can do a purple, like purpley red look. I can do like that peacock kind of vibe, a bronzy olive. We can do gold. There's the black in there. Like I can do a variety of smoky eyes and then a very simple like neutral look if I wanted. And that's why I really like this. I think you can still get this on the Violet Voss website. M Cosmetics, we have the shades Da Vinci and Faded Clementine. The formula in these are great. And in fact, I think most things that M Cosmetics release, I'm quite into. I love the bronzers, the sticks, the blushes. But these two I traveled with for a little bit because I could do, you know, my basic eye and then, you know, the amped up eye. The Burberry palette that I showed you, not a lot of people, I mean, I feel like people reviewed this, like a handful of people, but it was pricier. It was kind of hard to get for a little bit. I love this palette. You cannot, I don't know who's gonna use Burberry shadows and be like, nah, they're awful, they're not good. You can't tell me that the quality here is just amazing. While some brands excel at mattes and others excel at like shimmers and whatnot, any formula they have is amazing. Oh, and I forgot to say, this is the Monogram collection. Mented, this is an Ulta, I think, that I picked up. I love a lot of Mented products, but this eyeshadow palette, first of all, it kind of gives me like old school like MAC vibes, but the formula here is beautiful. The colors are beautiful. The shadows are beautiful. If you want like a warm neutral, even if you're super light, I think you could enjoy this. But I think most people who are like light, medium, tan, deep, dark would find a lot more use because this, while it is warm neutral, it is darker, deeper tones here. These two are kind of newer to my collection, but I really, really love them. They're the Anastasia Beverly Hills most recent releases in Rose Metal and Nouveau. The formulas in here are amazing, y'all. I know that like, what is happening here? So unattractive. I know Anastasia was not doing it for a while. The last thing I loved from them was the Jackie Aina palette. That collab was one of the most beautiful eyeshadow palettes in general, and then specifically from Anastasia. But they've come back. If you've tried either of these palettes, the formula in here is phenomenal. The mattes I think are very similar to their original formula. We've always loved their mattes, okay? They're quite dusty, but they blend out really beautiful and the pigment is there. And even though it is pigmented, it still blends. You know how sometimes shadows, they're too pigmented and you blend it and you're like, it kind of gets stuck in that one area and you can't diffuse the color. That's why we've always loved Anastasia's matte formulas. But in these two new palettes, when you get into the shimmers and the metallics, there's two different formulas in there. There's one that's like more tightly packed that feels more metallic, and then there's ones that are like slightly more crumblier in a good way that give off an intense shine. They're stunning. I don't know that I'm super familiar with all of their formulas. I think that one palette that came out that had like a bronzer in it, that formula was also really good. I've decluttered that one because I feel like I enjoy these two palettes way, way more. And I also feel like their color stories are a little more different than what a lot of other brands are coming out with. Formula is amazing. I hope that they just kind of continue on this train. I know they try to kind of be a little more out there, especially with the Norvina line and stuff. I get the direction, but at the end of the day, it really is about the quality of your product and having really good formulas. And that is definitely here. So where they do kind of go off and are a little more unlike other brands is their color stories. Like these color stories I think are not standard, common, etc. Like maybe you will find a brand, another palette that kind of dupes these, but I think as far as color story goes, these are like quite unique. This, I feel like, I don't even know, maybe, but to be fair, I am on watching just TikTok all the time. I watch YouTube videos, but they're more like, when did Romans become Italians, and like, was he actually crucified? I don't know. I'm super into history, which you may not know of because I've probably never shared that, but I am I love history. I've loved history my whole life. I'm so interested in civilizations, ancient cultures, like all kinds of like conspiracies of things and whatnot. Just, you know, I'm fully into that. Why did I say that? I can't remember. Anyway, no one really talked about these and they're beautiful. I wish I could have gotten the other one. It's the Luxe Eye and Cheek palette from Bobbi Brown. So you get like all of their amazing, like these shadows are called their, oh, the Luxe eyeshadows. If I have singles of these, ooh, and to have them in a palette is amazing. And then to have this in here is also beautiful. It's like one of their most popular highlight, and you're not gonna see it. That's why I didn't do swatches, because like the lighting is, you're not gonna see anything, honestly. There was another color story that I was like, oh, I'll get it when it's on sale or whatever. These I think were retailing for $59 on the Bobbi Brown website, but for whatever reason, it was only $49 on the Nordstrom site. So I got mine from Nordstrom, and I also used like rewards. So I probably only paid like 20 bucks for this, but I mean, hello. Stunning and beautiful. Charlotte Tilbury, you know, it's funny, we don't have Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona. I've come to find, I like Natasha Denona, but I don't love Natasha Denona. I enjoy her palettes, but I think I find the variety of formulas and the changing formulas to be kind of a trickier thing for me. I just want eyeshadow to be easy. This is this the Pillow Talk? No, this is the Instant Eye palette. Yeah, the Pillow Talk palette. I still see this on random websites, I think, or is it still sold like regularly? It's her, Charlotte Tilbury is like everyday luxe to me. Her palettes look luxe, but the formulas also feel luxe. You feel like you are the best makeup artist when you're using her shadows. Like I reached for a multiple of the quads recently, or like not recently, like frequently. Yeah, that's the word. That kind of green one, Rebel, is that Rebel? Oh God, I love that. I use that with the Glossier Monochrome Prairie all the time. But this one is just, I mean, anything that's in this setup. She didn't do one for 2022, which I guess I kind of get, but I also don't think I picked up any of her holiday stuff either because I wasn't that interested, but formula wise, excellent. Okay, the last two brands I probably have not mentioned. I don't think it's likely. I just pulled some that I have. Beauty Bay's palettes. Well, I try not to buy huge ones. But gosh, guys, the formula is so good. This is the Age of Opulence. I believe this was their holiday palette, not from last year, but the year before. Look at these jewel tones. The formula is actually perfect. I love this. I love it so much. I have like a 9-pan. I have a variety of their palettes. This is the Earthy palette. Of course, I'm gonna grab the greens, but the greens come in with like the reds and the oranges, which is usually what I love putting with a green. I love doing a full-on green look, you know, everywhere, and then just doing like a purple or a red right in the, oh, it just does a lift and a beauty thing that I love. The formulas here are beautiful. The colors are beautiful. They do these kind of monochrome offerings, and I think it's kind of like a constant thing. So if you want like more blues, purples, that's there. If you want more reds, if you want like cool neutrals, they have that. So highly recommend looking at Beauty Bay. They do sales all the time. Just sign up for their emails. But more so, just download their app and get notifications. That's kind of how I generally find out about their like promotions. Another brand that I love so much is BPerfect. This is also something I purchased off of Beauty Bay. It's just my favorite one. I think it's this one, the Manifest, Dream Big Manifest. Do you guys remember the Urban Decay Born to Run palette? That used to be like my favorite palette to travel with. Like Born to Run, like literally it had everything I wanted. Basic eye, smoky eye, green, purple, blue, a slight duochrome, anything. And this has kind of become that palette for me where if I were to travel and if space wasn't really an issue, like I would take this palette because look at the variety. The variety is beautiful and insane. I love it. And the formulas, beautiful. This is the Carnival number 3 Love Tahiti. It's a collab with Stacey Marie. This is like the colorful one. When I want a pop of color, or I'm doing the most basic eye and I want to find an orange to like pop in there, it's this. It's this. I'm either adding an intense color right up here only, or I'll just like diffuse it out. Beautiful. Carnival, the Antidote. This is your fall palette. all day long. You got bronze, olive, gold, you've got reds, oranges, bronze. Oh, am I not showing you? Oh my God, I'm ruining the shadow. It's beautiful. Highly recommend. If there's something from BPerfect that catches your eye, try it. I've tried out their like bronzer stick. I like that. I'm trying to think. They have these like glowy blushes, like baked gelée glowy blushes I'm kind of wanting to try. They've got baked highlighters. They've got really great products. I wish BPerfect would kind of branch out here. Like, I could see them maybe being sold at like Ulta or something. Like, I would be all over that. Like, okay, I think that's it. I think that's all the eyeshadows and eye stuff and lip stuff. Did I miss anything? Okay, so that wraps up all the lip stuff and the eye stuff. There were categories I didn't include in these two videos. Brows, it was more so I just used that tiny one, the micro shade, the tiny eyebrow pencil from Huda Beauty. That's what I tend to use the most. Or the some of the like K-Beauty type eyebrow pens. I think that was the most used for brows. I don't know. Highlighters we didn't really reach for, so I didn't really want to include those. Yeah, I guess, anyway, yeah. What are the new things you've tried? I feel like I shared more newer items or things I haven't talked about in this video, more so than in like the face video, but I also feel like I was way more focused on complexion beyond any other color products at all, which is kind of why you saw what you saw in this video. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.